Hello, Pisces. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Pisces is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Pisces, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And we start with the Four of Pentacles. This is your subjective experience of life. This is how you see yourself. This is a very powerful card. This is a card that's saying, within my domain here, I have a sense of security, I have stability, I have integrity. Okay, I think you're somebody who is kind of focusing on the good habits. You know, you're trying to do things to reinforce some progress or success that you already made. Okay, so it's kind of like if something has worked, if we found something good in life, right, we want to do it more. We want to make it a habit, make it a routine. I want to keep doing it so it continues to be of benefit to me. Right? So we're establishing good habits. We're sort of living a nice routine. I think you're somebody that likes routine. I think you have a kind of, you've got a schedule for your day, you know? And it feels very cozy in here. I think that you're somebody who likes to have the familiarity of your own house. Your home is like your sacred space. I think you like to organize your day in a way that feels almost predictable because it's comforting and it feels like we're accumulating some kind of power or we're building something up. Okay? It could be that you're saving money. Maybe you're building up your savings account, you know, and it's something that we've been doing as a routine. It's kind of a routinized life. When something's working, find out what works, double down on it, do it more. Do it until it becomes second nature, until it becomes a habit. Yeah. We've got to put this card into a little bit of context and see what the challenge is, right? This seems like a very wonderful card. We've got goals, and we're slowly, steady plugging away at those goals. We have an Eight of Swords. Of course, there's going to be some sort of resistance or some sort of obstacle. We have a Six of Swords. You have the Four of Cups. We've got a double shot here. We've got a Princess of Cups with a Knight of Wands. And we have the Universe card. I think this is very telling. It seems to me that we're kind of getting a little bored with the routine, that we're looking for some excitement, and we're kind of like, we're feeling a little bit isolated, a little bit cold and isolated, right, in that Four of Pentacles. So there is this impulse in us. We want to go and do something more fun. We're a little bored with saving our money all the time. We want to go out and spend it. We want to go out and do something that feels like a rush of energy here, right? We want to leap into something that's gratifying because maybe this is starting to kind of be too routine, a little bit too, you know, especially with the Eight of Swords, a little bit too isolating here. Okay. Here we have the Emperor, again with the Aries energy. Double shot of Aries energy in your readings. Pisces, you always have Aries creeping into your reads. It's amazing. Nine of Wands, Princess of Swords, Three of Wands, another Aries type of energy. And it seems to be yet another reading for you, Pisces, that's saying you got to step into your Aries energy. You got to step into this power. You're accumulating all these good habits, all this money, all this power, all this energy. We're accumulating all this good stuff. We got to get out there and use it. You know, it seems as if you really are feeling the impulse, feeling the drive to go and do something new, do something big, have an aspiration, have a dream, and take a chance on it instead of playing it safe. Playing it safe is good. This is a very good card. It's talking about the routine and the stability. We're building up a good foundation. I'm saving a lot of money. I'm doing the right things every day and Something's, building up. We're accumulating something. But if we don't put that something to use, this becomes a tower, becomes a prison for us. Yeah. I feel like this is the platform from which you can leap into your dream right now. It's the time for you to initiate something. Let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. We're going to set it over here with everyone's favorite, Tiny Bob Ross, right on top. We're not going to look at that card until the very end. It will tie everything together. It will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. If at any moment during this message you feel like you might know what that card could be, put your prediction in the comments down below. All right. Now, as we look around the room, we see two major arcana energies, the universe and the emperor. The emperor kind of feels like it's got carte blanche. It's got free reign of the universe. I'm stepping into my full potential, and there's nothing holding me back from expanding, from traveling anywhere you wish to travel, becoming anything you wish to become. There's no limit to your fulfillment of your potential. Except, of course, our habits and our own thinking process, our own heart and mind and body, right? And that's what we kind of have here, right? We have the heart, we have the mind, and we have the body. Your will is what we need to invoke right now. Your confidence, your power, stepping into the Aries energy is basically you saying, I'm not going to stay inside the box. I'm going to take a risk. I'm going to take a chance on my dream, on this feeling, on my intuition, and I'm going to go out here into the huge, infinite universe, and I'm going to see what's out there for me. I'm going to see what I can get. I'm going to see how great I can become, how big I can grow, how far I can travel, how high I can fly. It's good that you have this ability to stay in this routine, to really do the hard work and to be able to endure the habits and the routine and really the monotony of this kind of daily effort. Okay, I think it's time now because we're starting to get this Eight of Swords in there. We're starting to overthink things. Things are starting, and it's kind of like we're feeling a little bit tied up. We're feeling a little bit imprisoned by the fours. Anytime we get a 4, we start looking for the 5. Okay, I feel like this is kind of the 5. This is a 5. This is the 5. In a way, it's kind of saying that we need to do something different now. We need to move beyond this, the routine, the fenced in, safe and sound kind of energy. Okay, but this is the overthinking. The 8 of Swords, it represents our own interference in our lives. It represents the analysis paralysis. And to me, it's your battle position. This is what we need to really focus on, the quest before you. Is stop getting in your own way. Yeah. Stop overthinking everything. I think if we've had this very routine kind of habitual life, this routinized living situation. We've built something up. We've laid a good groundwork, a nice foundation for something. Let's stop overthinking it. If we're feeling this impulse and this desire, this passion for life, and I think we need to explore it a little bit. Okay. We start overthinking it, and we end up keeping ourselves locked up in this tower. Right? Whereas what you really want is up here. We got that double shot. This card by itself, Princess of Cups, would have said, you know what, I have this desire for gratification, but I'm overthinking it, and, I probably shouldn't let the princess drive the car. I'm just getting a little bored. I just need to ignore this, keep doing what I'm doing, and everything will be fine. This is a desire that I don't need to pursue. It's me wanting to go out and feel good or have fun, or spend some money or treat myself or whatever it is. It's a distraction, right? This is just an immature impulse that I don't need to act on this. It's a desire. It's a it's a gratification that needs to be realized, and I'm choosing not to go with that and not partake of that, right? But you had that double shot. You had that Aries energy on here that's kind of saying, let's leap into it. Okay? This is a feeling to a behavior. This is saying just because my heart desires it doesn't mean I need to act on it. And that would make sense here. But since you have this impulsive Aries energy, this is also saying that I've got this impulse. I feel like I want to leap into something, and you know what? I'm going to. The princesses by themselves would say, yeah, maybe I should put a little space between the feeling and the behavior. This is saying, nope, not today. This is saying, I trust this. I'm leaping into it. I need to be bold. I need to take a risk. I need to take a chance. I need to do it smart. I need to trust this feeling and this impulse that I have. I need to hold the reins, and I need to jump with everything I have. And because I feel that you have accumulated enough power, strength, good habits, right? That now you're strong enough to do whatever this is and not be destroyed by it. Very often, the Princess of Cups will get us into situations that we don't really like. You know, we have a feeling and then I jump into it, whoops. No, now you're strong enough to say, yeah, you know what? I have this feeling, I have this desire, I'm yearning for something, I have a dream, and I'm going to go pursue that because I'm strong enough to do it. I believe in myself. It feels like you've been to the gym, you know, and you've gotten yourself into pretty good shape. Now you're going to go and do the jujitsu. Now you're going to go do the basketball game or something. Now you're going to go run the marathon or do the Spartan race, you know? It's kind of like you've practiced and trained enough. You've built yourself up now to a type of strength, a type of power where you can trust yourself to do this and enjoy yourself, or, you know, take a chance on your dream. Very often the Princess of Cups is like the dream that we would love to indulge this, but very often we don't let ourselves. I think right now you are letting yourself, okay? The Four of Cups in the background here, the recent past, is playing it safe. We're staying in the dark. Storm shelter, the bunker. We're staying closed off. We're not letting our heart really, this is, you know, kind of like the Princess of Cups. You say, no, get back in there. We're not doing that today. And we try to hide that feeling away, that aspiration, that dream, that desire. But it's front and center now. It's looming over your head in a way, kind of saying like, now's the time we have to do that, because this princess is not getting back in the box. We're letting ourselves feel this dream, and we're acting on it. So the Four of Cups is the storm shelter. It's saying, you know, I'm scared of what's out there in the open ocean, so I'm going to park my boat into the safe harbor. I'm going to put my anchor down, and I'm just going to be okay. I'm going to do what I need to do to stay safe and sound, and that's it. Now we're starting to sort of have that conflict between our heart and our mind here. Because the heart was safe. I'm okay here. I just want to stay here. I want to get better. I want to feel okay. I don't want to have any storms. I don't want to be scared of anything. I want to be comfortable, and that's it. But now we're having these desires that say, you know what? I'm kind of craving a little bit of ocean voyage. And maybe there will be storms out there. That's okay. I feel like I can handle them. So what we see in the future is us, the exact opposite of this. This is us being in the safe harbor. We parked the boat, right? There's no holes in the boat. The boat's not sinking. That's a good thing. But we're not sailing off to our adventure either. There's no party on the boat. Here, if we can get through our overthinking mind, here is us out in the open ocean, sailing off and having our adventure. The knights are always talking about beginnings. How do I begin something? I begin it with energy, with power, with a surge of energy, not with thinking and worrying and hesitation. No, I jump in with everything I have and I give it all I've got. The Six of Swords under the surface, this is a plan, this is a blueprint kind of energy. And I feel like sometimes this is a little bit too much organization or expectation, that we might be feeling like, okay, If I stay inside the box here, if I just do things this routine, habitual way, that seems like it's very predictable. That seems logically like the right way to do it. This is the plan that I have. But this is not rational. The princess and the knight, they're not organized. They're not well thought out. They're not logical, rational. It's a feeling. It's an impulse. It's a passion. It's a dream, right? And it may not be part of the plan. The plan may say, look, I keep doing this for as long as possible. I build up something in this. I stay inside here because this is where it's safe. It makes sense. These are those kind of maybe traditional goals. These are those short and long-term goals that we have that are just, we're kind of playing it very safe and very conservative. Okay? Having this feeling, desire, this urge, this yearning up here, this impulse, it's kind of making our brains go a little haywire because we're like, wait a minute. Why do I feel so drawn to taking a risk or doing something, passionate like this? Where what I really wanted to do was just stick to this organized plan and stick to the comfortable path. So it's almost like these are two opposite desires in you. And I think we have to understand why we're playing it safe right now. I think something with this Four of Cups, something happened in your past where we sort of, we decided to stop taking risks in a way. We kind of decided that playing it safe was a little bit easier or better or less disturbing. And usually it's something that happens when we're kids. We learn how to kind of keep the peace in our lives and how we have to, if we keep our mouths shut in a way then things won't be so tumultuous. We learn to play it safe somewhere, and so there's kind of there's an incompatibility between these two. But going forward, the next step for you is getting out there to the open ocean, removing the boundaries, removing the restrictions from you. We feel like we're in that safe harbor. We're protected by the mountains around us. We're protected from the waves of the ocean here in the harbor. Or at least we think we are, right? The fours are this idea of safety and security and stability. But we know that that's an illusion. We know that it's meant to be temporary. We're not meant to live in the storm shelter. We entered the storm shelter for a reason. Why are we still here? Right? Well, because there may be a storm out there. Well, yeah, but it doesn't mean we need to live in the storm shelter. There always will be the potential for more upset, more tumultuous, emotional, activity in our lives. There will always be waves on the ocean. That doesn't mean that we need to sort of stay in the harbor, right? What's the point of being a boat? Boats are meant to sail, right? Not meant to just keep in that cove anchored. And it's like you buy a new car, but you don't want to drive it. I don't want it to get scratched. What's the point of having the car, So this is us kind of not doing what we know is really part of our soul. That the Princess of Cups is that aspiration, that dream, right? That impulse coming from inside of you. And this is the painter who's not painting. This is the drummer who's not drumming, the singer who's not singing, the businessman that's not businessing, the sailboat that's not sailboating. Okay, the mountain climber that's not mountain climbing. Why? Well, I think we had a bad experience, and so we said, not me, not anymore, right? But there is something now that is like, no, this is really you. You're still, just because you're not mountain climbing doesn't mean that you're not still the mountain climber. So I feel like this is us getting back into doing those things that we know that's who we are. Even though we had a bad experience and now we're playing it safe, you're still the person. Just because you're not singing right now doesn't mean you're not the singer still. Just because you're not writing doesn't mean you're not the writer. Okay? And I think that the universe card in the future position is you doing that thing and not restricting yourself. Saturn and Earth in that card, right? We're trying not to limit ourselves physically. We're traveling where we need to travel and doing what we need to do to fulfill our nature. Now, Path of the Serpent, we're going to talk about these cards. As we do, I would like to ask for your subscription. If you haven't subscribed, please do. The readings are totally free. And if there's anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Okay. The general energy. Your persona, in a way. It's the Emperor. Yeah. This is the objective view of yourself. Now, subjectively, we feel like I'm doing the right things. I'm staying here where it makes more sense to stay in the box. I'm being logical. That's what it is. The Emperor in this case might be saying that what we're really doing is failing to take charge of our lives. That we're playing it safe under the guise of discipline. I'm doing the right thing. I'm being disciplined. I've got the routine. Like this is what I'm supposed to do. But really what it's doing is covering up a little bit of that fear of like getting back out in the ocean, taking the risk. So sometimes the rigidity or the discipline can be sort of a compensation, right? But you're being told to step into your true confidence, your true Aries energy. Find your strength, find your passion, follow your dreams. Yeah, follow your dreams. In the environment, in the position of your relationships, we have a 9 of Wands. This is strength. Okay. When we're connected, see, we have the sun and the moon conjoined. We have fire and water connected. We have our conscious mind and our unconscious desires, our true self, our true will connected with our sort of ego consciousness. It's fortification. It's a strength of the ego. To me, it feels like it's the connection of this up here. It's our courage to go after what our dream is. And I think that when you connect with that sense of purpose, when you realize that you're the writer who needs to write, or the drummer that needs to drum, the strength and the energy will be there. There is an alignment here. Your conscious self and your unconscious self are now connected. And I think that is where we truly activate our potential. This feels like a real awakening. Okay? The strength, it's really the courage. Once we start doing this thing, whatever it might be for you, right, whatever your Princess of Cups is urging you to do, I feel like your strength and your vital energy will rise to the occasion. But of course, we have to get past our Princess of Wands, our Princess of Swords, excuse me, in the position of the fear, the worry, the concern, the anxieties. Okay? And that's our compulsive thinking. And it's that thought, it's the mind that's getting in the way of the heart right now. The mind kind of has to step aside. But the princess is trying to defend something, trying to defend this castle and really trying to say, I don't want to lose this. I don't want to get out of here. You can't make me get out of here. So we're trying to rationalize, we're trying to justify us staying inside the box. And that's really what we have to get beyond that, because we realize that our thinking is what is interfering with our fulfillment. See, the other thing to notice is that we don't have very good water energy here. We have good fire. This is really amazing fire. We don't have any good water energy. Okay, we have water energy that's trying to get out of the box, trying to flow. And we've got a lot of the air energy that's resisting that water energy. Ultimately, we know, Sun in Aries here, 3 of Wands, the virtue, we know that this is the right thing for us to do, and we know that it's going to take courage for us to do the right thing. Virtue is knowing what the right thing is, doing the right thing, even when it is difficult. Even when it means that you got to face your fears a little bit, okay? So we have this tradition on this channel, it seems a trend that's forming of every Pisces reading has a very strong Aries reference. It's because you're evolving into that Aries energy, right? Pisces is the last sign of the wheel, and then Aries begins, right? So it seems like a natural progress. A lot of you might be on the cusp. And I feel like this is a period of time in your history where you're really being told and encouraged by Spirit to take control of your life. You don't have to play it safe. You don't have to be risky and reckless and irresponsible, but you don't have to play it safe out of fear. You can take a chance on what you believe is your true path. Find out who you are. The Three of Wands is that sense of identity, right? Who I am, why I'm here. Find out what type of person you are. Are you the writer? Are you the musician? Are you the caregiver? Are you the mountain climber? Are you the scientist? Are you the artist? Like, be that person. Find out what kind of sailboat you are. And start sailboating. Yeah. Let's look at our mystery card over here. I feel like it's probably going to be Aries. I feel like it's going to be some good water energy. I feel like we need like a Six of Cups, an Ace of Cups, or something like that. Yeah. Water is my prediction. If you have a prediction, put it in the comments. Let's see. Well, it's a 4. Another 4, right? But to me, this is the 4 not of coming home, getting back inside the box. To me, this is not a welcome home. This is a bon voyage. I feel like this is you leaving the house, making the decision to say, I'm getting out of my safe, comfortable spot. I'm getting out of the safe zone. I'm getting out of the comfort zone, and I'm going to go do it. I'm going to go take a chance on my dream. So this, I think, is, the safe harbor saying, have a good voyage. I think it's time. I really do. I think it's time for you. We're going to do an extended reading as well. If you want to stick around, we'll do an I Ching hexagram. We'll do some oracle cards. There is a link in the corner. There's a link down below. New readings for Pisces on Thursdays and Sundays. Be sure to watch both readings. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Leave a comment and let me know where in the world you are watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we are all in this together.